Coming to you live from Don Bosco Prep School in Ramsey, New Jersey. Welcome to NJ.org's coverage of as the Don Bosco Ironmen host the IMG Academy Ascenders. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Tom Wilms. As you can see on the field, both teams getting set for a very interesting matchup. First off, Don Bosco, 3-0 on the season, ranked number 9 in the most recent rankings, according to the Star Ledger. Last game for them, it was Riley O'Sullivan scoring his third goal of the game with 35 seconds left in overtime to lift the Ironmen past Glenridge by a score of 7-6. That game was played here in Ramsey. IMG Academy, they are 16-2. Well, there's the advantage of playing in warm weather. You can play a lot more games. Last game for them was a 15-8 win over Hun. That was back home in Bradenton, Florida. Season series between these two clubs, well, this will be the only meeting between the two. They do have a common opponent in that Hun club where, again, IMG took care of them by a score of 15-8, where Don Bosco only beat them by a score of 4-3. Now, IMG Academy, if you're unaware, again, a big sports academy down in Bradenton, Florida, mostly known for their tennis stars, including Jennifer Capriati. So they're very much known for that. But IMG, of course, coming out very big in their second season. Last year, 11-1. This year, so far, 16-2 in a widely expanded schedule. Again, against the teams in Florida, where lacrosse is pretty much a new sport, there have been a ton of blowouts. But when they come up in this part of the country, where lacrosse is a bit of a bigger sport, I'm not saying they have trouble, obviously, with a 16-2 record, but the games are much closer. Now, with Don Bosco, they have been a lacrosse power in northern New Jersey for the past bunch of years. So it will be a very interesting matchup to see how this is going to work out. Again, big-time unknowns between these two clubs. So here is the goaltender matchup. First for Don Bosco, it's number 31, Kieran McCullough. He's a senior, 3-0 on the year. He's given up 14 goals and made 28 saves. While goal for IMG is number 13, Parker Smith. He's also a senior. It is IMG, the Ascenders in blue, going right to left. Don Bosco in the home whites. Nice little crowd has come out to cheer on the Ironmen. Maybe a couple for IMG as we are underway as the face-off is still being battled for. The long sticker on the near side, Jude Cedillo tried to pick up. It's still having trouble with it. Tries to bat it up ahead. Goes off of Greg Pandis and out of play. So just underway at the 11:47 mark. And this will be Nick Katz, local product out of Old Tappan, New Jersey. And it looks like they're going to move the ball the other way. Nope, it's going to stay. And pass near side for Massimo Bucci. Again, Don Bosco Prep, most of their players obviously from Bergen County and northern New Jersey, while IMG from all over the country and Canada as well, as Nick Katz will control. Throws far side now for Ben French. And trying to cut out in front here is Jonathan Thielen. All the way back up top now for Bucci. Tries near side for Gray. Stutter step move. Nice little spin there to try to get away from Spallanenzi. Cuts out in front. Low, high, low, and he scores! Great couple of moves there for Cody Gray, the senior. And IMG takes the quick 1-0 lead. That was Cody Gray with the goal. Again, Andrew Spallanzini had him covered. Couple of stutter steps, little spin move. And just like that, the Ascenders do take the 1-0 lead. 11:17 left to go here in the first quarter. Nice day here in northern New Jersey, high 50s. Mostly cloudy, as it's picked up here by J.D. DeSorio. And thrown far side. And they'll set up the offense once again, taken here by Thielen. Little 2-on-1 game. He'll come back behind the cage as he looks to pass for Bucci. Bucci picks it up, throws back up top now for DeSorio. Far side here, this is French. Trying the two-man game once again. Sharp angle shot goes off the post. Getting a piece of it there was McCullough. And after a bit of a scramble, he'll pick up the rebound and escape back behind the cage. 10:39 left to go in the first. First clear attempt here for Don Bosco as Pandis will move to center. Powers his way through the check. Still trying to move through on the near side. That big long pole is a big target for a stick check, so he does back behind the cage, where it's grabbed by Jack Gall. Gall being looked at by Colin Lyons. Up top now for Spallanzini. Leading goal scorer on this club is Spallanzini. He's got 6 on the young season. Followed up by Riley O'Sullivan with 5, Jack Gall with 4. Again, only 4 games in. This is game number 4 for the Ironmen. This is Riley O'Sullivan. Gets through one. Nice dodge to the outside. Goal line extended. Good stick check there by Colin Lyons. But the whistle blows, and it will be Don Bosco ball. Thielen back behind the cage, where it'll be picked up by Cedillo. Correction, that is McLeod. All the way back up top. Sentinel goes to the outside. Dump back behind the cage, looking for Thielen. Pass out in front. Shot comes in. Scores! Good shot on the far side. And with 9:30 left to go. And we are tied at 1 as Andrew Spallanzani picks up his 7th of the season. And you look at this game on paper, you think that IMG, with their impressive record and big wins, this could be a walkaway. But Don Bosco will have none of that as Joshua Schwartz will move up for the Ascenders. Schwartz out of Berlin, Germany. As it comes up ahead now for Liata Snyder. Far side down for French. And the Ascenders will set up the offense. Nice stutter move there by Thielen. Cuts out in front. Pass it into the crease area. Shot comes in. He scores. What a shot there by Ben French, the junior from Toronto. And IMG has taken a 2-1 lead with 9:07 left to go in the first. Pretty much posted up in front of the crease. Had no way to turn. He just decided to throw it between his own legs, and it bounced home past McCullough to give IMG the 2-1 lead. At this rate, we're going to have a very high-scoring game. The interesting thing about the sport of lacrosse, you can have a 5-4 game one day. Next day, it'll have 17-16. As here comes Spallanzani. Fast break, thrown across far side. Carroll, who will circle it back. Good regroup there by IMG. It comes back behind the cage. Brooks Rubino. He'll go far side for Carroll. And all the way back up top for O'Sullivan. Don Bosco completing changes to the midfield. Thomas Joyce out in front. Near side. Winds. Fires. Scores! Brooks Rubino looked like he was going high and goes 5-hole through Smith. Picks up his 3rd of the season. And with 8:40 left to go in the first, we are tied at 2. Still waiting to see a goaltender make a save, but all 4 shots have been some pretty serious quality. McCullough did get one off the post, and again, he may have gotten a piece of one. But so far, it's all offense. Face-off so far has been dominated by IMG, although Don Bosco won the last one. And this one's going to be picked up cleanly here by Tyler Liata Snyder. Liata Snyder, a little spin move to get it into the zone. He'll dump it to the far side. Not waiting to set up his Thielen. Good double team, though. It's good recognition with the switch. Chris Rockoff. Throwing up top. Looking for the outside shot was Katz. And instead it's far side for Bucci. Back up top for Katz. Has a man with Cougar Kirby. And instead he'll throw it side of the cage once again for Thielen. Thielen being looked at by stays inside the restraining box. Comes up top now for Katz. Katz throws near side for Gray. Forced to the outside. Good job here by Don Bosco to kind of stretch out the defensive box. Far side, low shot, bounces wide, but it's backed up by IMG. It stays there ball with 7:49 left to go in the first. Back behind the cage. Here's Kirby. Cougar Kirby throws up top, goes through the legs of Katz. Trickles towards the center line, but Katz was the only one there. Has trouble with the scoop. Good body off, though, on Pandais. And the double team helps the Ascenders pick up the ball. Here's Thielen. Near side for Bucci. Another spin move there. Has hands free, but now double team. Nice little toss out in front. Bounce shot off the post. It's loose in the crease, then picked up by McCullough. Nice move by Gray, but just couldn't finish. And here comes a long pass to the center line for O'Donnell. Good job by IMG to get back to stop the fast break. But now the Ironmen can set up the offense. 7:06 left to go first quarter. We are tied at 2. It comes now for O'Sullivan. Being looked at by Cougar Kirby. Out of Kawanake up in New York. That's part of the Iroquois Nation. Here's O'Sullivan. I got pushed off there a bit by Kirby. Nothing called in spite of the fans' disapproval. It'll come to the near side, double teamed. Side of the cage now, Gall. Back behind, fake pass, shot comes in low, and it's off the side of the net. Connor Carroll. Great opportunity. The fans thought it went in as they saw Twine move, but it was off the side of the net clearly. Good ride here by Don Bosco as they are slowing down the breakout of Anwar Zarour. But it's picked up now and cleared to the Don Bosco end. Loose ball on the far side. Thielen couldn't pick it up. Good move by the long pole. Greg Pandice, one of the captains. He's being chased down by now double team. Tries to running back his way through. He's going to get called for a ward, I believe. Nope, it's going to be a timeout called by Don Bosco. Good recognition by the coaching staff. Don Bosco seeing that he was in trouble. As they will take the timeout with 6:08 left to go in the first quarter. And we are tied at 2. For the Ironmen, it was Andrew Spallanzini and Brooks Rubino. Cody Gray and Ben French for IMG. Very interesting alumni list from IMG, including Chaz Woodson, who was a former Long Island Lizard and Boston Cannon of Major League Lacrosse. I've had the opportunity to talk with him before, as he is a regular at the Philadelphia lacrosse scene, which is where I'm basically from. And you can hear the fan base for Don Bosco. That might be the JV team cheering him on. And by the way, it's an absolutely beautiful facility here at Don Bosco. It's a field that you can see. To our right and down the hill, they have a real nice baseball stadium. We may have to try to hook up a baseball broadcast later in the year because that's really nice. One of the few places that have a press box at high school baseball. That's kind of that's always very nice. Certainly want to thank the folks here at Don Bosco for setting us up and helping us set up this broadcast. Certainly giving them a lot of time on this timeout. And talking about IMG, you're talking about where a lot of those players are from. They do have some local talent from Florida, including Bradenton and Tampa. Then we also mentioned, again, Joshua Schwartz from Germany. A couple players from Quebec, from the Northeast, from Arizona. So they picked their talent from all over the country and, all over the world. But IMG is still in their infancy. Again, last year going 11-1 in their inaugural season. So far this year, 16-2. As we are back underway, it's Ironman ball. But looks like they got started a little bit too quickly. No whistle to start off play. So Andrew Spallanzani just a little bit excited to get started. We've got 6:04 left to go in the first. Spallanzani will try it again. Now we'll start the clock as he dumps it on back to the goaltender, McCullough. Here's Daniel Johnson, the senior. He bounce pass for O'Sullivan, something you won't see on a grass field too often. But thanks to the field turf here, a true bounce. It's deflected to the near side. Rubino will pick it up. And it comes down for Gall. Back behind the cage now. This is Carroll. Looking out in front, there's nobody there, so he'll swing it around near side. Rubino all the way back up top now for O'Sullivan. Over pursuing there was Schwartz. Couldn't really take advantage of O'Sullivan. Comes back behind the cage once again now. This is Gall. O'Sullivan, high pass, able to pick it up. Trying to get something going on the far side. This is Russell Massey. Massey double teamed, spins away from that. Nice pass to the near side as they're starting to collapse that defensive box just a little bit. Here's Gall trying the far side. Nice dump pass. Shot comes in. Bounces. Scores! Russell Massey, the sophomore, picks up his third of the season. 5:07 left to go in the first. It's 2, Don Bosco.
Number 16, Russell Massey.
So a good effort here. First lead of the game for the Ironmen of Don Bosco Prep. And we'll see how IMG responds. Again, for the most part, they're not used to being in games. They're used to blowing teams out. So right now they're facing a challenge. We'll see how they step up as the good battle at the center line. First real scrum for a face-off. Oh, just missing a big check there was Pandies. And that allowed Liana Snyder to move up. Comes now for French. Goal line extended here for Thalen. Feeling nice move. Cuts out in front. Shot comes in. Saved by McCullough. Goes back behind the cage. McCullough will back it up. It'll be Don Bosco ball. Great play all around by the senior, Kieran McCullough. 4:39 left to go in the first. Ooh, lofting pass up ahead for Rycliffe. Just able to get it up ahead for O'Sullivan. That pass is 1 second later, and he's absorbing his shoulder into his back. Pass across. That's going to be knifed down by Beline. Good follow-up on the near side, though. Here's Jack Gall. Gall up top now for Spallanzani. Up top now for Russell Massey. Near side for Spallanzani. Being looked at by Leota Snyder. Rubino. Back behind the cage for Gall. Being kept to the outside for the most part. Haven't seen any real problems passing for either club. A couple of deflections, but no real steals. Spin move by Massey. Good job keeping with him by Jude Solillo, the sophomore from Bradenton, Florida. Here's Connor Carroll. He has his man beat. Tries to dump out in front, but a good switch by Colin Lyons. And we have a loose ball at the center line. This will involve everybody here, and it's by Thielen. He'll dump it near side. Pass out in front all alone. Shot comes in. Scores! Ben French picks up his second of the game. 3:32 left to go in the first. We're tied at 3.
IMG goal, number 11, Ben French.
Can't leave a player like French all alone in front like that. For those who may be unaware of the indoor style of game, you leave a Canadian player on the crease like that, it's going to be tough to stop him. McCullough did all he could. But a couple of fakes later, and it's tied at 3. There's going to be a false start there by Spallanzani, so it'll be IMG ball. And they'll start it off quickly. Here's Leota Snyder. Got inside the restraining box, dumps it off for French. French is ready for it once again. Daniel Johnson there defensively. Throwing all the way across near side for DeSorio. DeSorio has the left-hand free. Bounce shot goes over the cage. And it's backed up by IMG. Not sure if McCullough got a piece of that one. Either way, with 3:09 left to go in the first, it'll stay Ascender's ball. Taken here by Thielen. Hides back behind the net. Being looked at there by Daniel Johnson. All the way back up top now for Cougar Kirby. Near side for Katz. Katz back to Kirby. Kirby steps back now for Bucci. Throwing all the way across far side for Thielen. Thielen fakes the shot. Now cuts across. Good stick check there. Ball's loose. Little 2-on-2 scrum. Unable to pick it up there was DeSorio. But then it's followed up now by French. French up ahead now for Katz. Goes back behind. Near side. Nice move. Shot comes in high and he scores. Massimo Bucci. Just under the crossbar. 2:33 left to go in the first, and it's 4-3 in favor of the IMG Ascenders. Once this Ascender club gets their hands free, say within the 20-yard line, as you see it on your screen, they seem to take shots just about every time. The trick is going to be for the Ironmen to get their stick in their hands, not allow them to really get a full follow-through. As the face-off is controlled and taken by Don Bosco. Pandice throws it up ahead. Flags are down. It's going to be a penalty coming up against IMG. Fast break, fakes the shot, cuts across. Shot comes in. Nice save there by Smith. And that will stop play. As Connor Carroll had a nice opportunity. Smith able to swallow it up. 2:13 left to go in the first. And heading to the penalty area will be Tyler Leota Snyder. Did not see the call. But I do think they called it for 1 minute. So first man-up situation for Don Bosco. And a chance to tie this game up. 2:13 left to go in the first. It's taken up top near side. This is Riley O'Sullivan. Now you're going to see that 5-man box collapse and a lot of switches. Don Bosco going to try to move that ball as quickly as possible. Just to get somebody out of position, try to find that cross-seam pass, getting that goaltender moving post to post. Here's Jack Gall, all the way back up top. Here's Spallanzani. Good job with a couple of switches here. Now they have the pass out in front. All the way back up top. Low to high, and it goes wide, and it is backed up by Don Bosco. 1:41 left to go in the first. It stays 4-3. And it's taken here by Carroll. All the way back up top for O'Sullivan. Here's side for Massey. Reaching out to pick it up here is O'Donnell. Back up top. O'Sullivan has plenty of room to move in. Fires off the stick of Smith. And it trickles towards the corner. It's backed up by Don Bosco. It seems like O'Sullivan was completely surprised. He was given a good 15 yards. So walk on in. And he's being given it again. Comes in with a shot. Scores! That time able to fire it home in the upper 90. Picks up his 6th of the season. A man-up goal for the Ironmen. And we are tied at 4.
Don Bosco goal, number 1, Riley O'Sullivan.
That time he was not surprised with the amount of room he was given, and once he saw any bit of pressure, he went low to high into that upper corner. And Parker Smith could do nothing about it. So 1:20 left to go in the first quarter. High scoring, tied at 4. As we are underway. Oh, I looked like that was one there for Pandice, but he overran it. Following up nicely, though, was Spallanzani. Has help across now for O'Donnell. He'll pick up the loose ball, throws it back now for Spallanzani. He's having trouble with it. And timeout was called, I believe, by Don Bosco. And it was, because they were just scrambling after that face-off win, just throwing it around, hoping to get some kind of control. And another good timeout called here by Don Bosco with 1:02 left to go in the first. Going to set up a last shot in this first quarter. Fans, we want to remind you of our next broadcast coming up on Saturday, 9 a.m., as we come to you from Immaculate Heart Academy in the township of Washington, New Jersey. That's the IHA softball tournament as the Immaculate Heart Eagles host the Pennsbury High School Falcons. It's coming up Saturday at 9 a.m. And remember, if you're watching this game live, you can also check the game out on YouTube as an archive. If you're watching it on the archive, well, you can watch it again. Just go to youtube.com. And it's NJ Newsfeed is what you'll be searching for. Tom Williams here at the call. Thanks so much for joining us here on NJ.org. We've got 1:02 left to go in the first. Andrew Spallanzani, Russell Massey, goal scorers for Don Bosco. For Ben French, one each for Cody Gray and Massimo Bucci. Both goaltenders have made some nice saves. We mentioned midway through this first that they hadn't made any, but now both goaltenders have been forced to make a couple nice saves. Otherwise, 4-4 could very easily be 7-7. Officials certainly giving both teams plenty of times on these timeouts. About 2 minutes each. Sure, the coaches won't complain, although IMG looks like they're ready to go. Will be Don Bosco ball. Will be taken on the far side. I believe that's Spallanzani, number 4, picking it up. At about the 45-yard line on your screen, and he'll start playing as he's being faced. But it's one to the near side, taken by Spallanzani. Nice couple of spin moves to get away from his attacker. Trying to cut out in front. Circles on back. It's going to be a loose ball as that gets away, and that's going to roll out of bounds. First unforced error for either club so far in this one. IMG ball with 50 seconds left to go. Anwar Zarur throws it far side. Pass up ahead. That's intercepted by Stappert. And he'll try the fast break the other way, but a good job by IMG to break on back. And it's taken here by Carroll. Carroll being looked at by Joshua Schwartz. 30 seconds left to go in the first. Tied at 4. Back up top for O'Sullivan. They may decide to just hang on to the ball to get possession in the second. Taken here by O'Sullivan. He's double-teamed. Tries to split through. Still has control. Now he drops it, and it's picked up by IMG. And here comes Kirby. Taken here by French. Near side. Fires, and that goes way high and out of play. It looks like it'll be backed up by Bosco. So it's 7.8 seconds left to go in the first. It'll be Ironman ball. And he's just going to wing it downfield and see if he can get something going. Bounces towards the cage. It goes high and wide, and that will do it for the first quarter. So after one, we are tied at 4. We'll take a quick voice break, but you can keep an eye on the goings-on on the field. You're watching NJ.org. You have the roster for IMG? Let me see number 40.
Nice shot so far.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Just keep it going on Twitter when you get a chance.
See it, dude. I don't see it. I guess I'll just leave it.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Don Bosco Prep School in Ramsey, New Jersey. After one quarter, we're tied at 4 between Don Bosco and IMG. We'll switch sides. It'll be IMG now going left to right in the blue, and Don Bosco right to left in the white. Tom Williams here at the call. Thanks so much for joining us here on NJ.org. Wherever you may be watching, whether it be here in New Jersey or anywhere around the world. As we are back underway, again tied at 4, but an intriguing matchup so far. As trying to pick up the loose ball is Spallanzani. He's cut off and it's hockeyed over now by Cedillo. Comes into the box, but it's picked up by Don Bosco. They're being chased, though. Big stick check there as dropping it is Chris Wyckoff. But it's picked up here by Pandice. Almost forced out of bounds, but able to stay on in. Remember, the football lines aren't the ones. Spittle scrambled by Don Bosco. They'll finally set something up here as Gall will throw all the way back up top for Spallanzani. Here's O'Sullivan fresh off the bench. Cedillo on the little sweep check. Just trying to keep him honest, it seems. Comes near side for Cal. Cal trying to cut out in front. He's stood up, though, by Leota Snyder. Spallanzani stutter steps to the right side. He's been looked at tightly by Katz. Back behind the cage, here's Gall trying to cut out in front. He's double-teamed. Powers through one. Double-teamed once again. Up top now for O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan cuts all the way across to the far side. IMG doing a pretty good job of doubling the ball here. Pass out in front by Carroll. Goes off the helmet and back behind the cage where it's picked up by Gall. And Carroll will pick it up. All the way back up top now for O'Sullivan. Looks like IMG is starting to spread out a bit defensively, starting to challenge a bit higher. Up top here for Spallanzani, gets his hands free. Shot comes in, that bounces wide, but it is backed up by Jack Gall, and it stays Ironman ball with 10-12 left to go in the second. Yeah, IMG is certainly more active defensively, especially on the ball. Cuts out in front, shot comes in, that goes well wide. Comes towards the near side corner, race for the ball is won by Brooks Rubino. And it'll stay Ironman ball once again with 10 minutes exactly left to go in the second. Rubino, 3 goals on the season, including 1 today. Comes down for Carroll behind the cage. Is being looked at by Tyler Leota Snyder. Spins away from him, comes back behind the cage, draws a double team, tries to pass up ahead here for Rubino, goes over his head and out of play. And it will be IMG ball. So good D by the Ascenders. Very patient, waiting for the mistake. They got it. It's taken here by Katz. Tries to start a bit of a fast break. Comes down for Leota Snyder. Now near side for French. He's got 2 on the game. Good job by the Ironman getting back as French gets it back from Thalen. Up top now for Katz. Tries far side for Gray. Gray being looked at by John O'Donnell. Up top now for Cougar Kirby. Katz throws it near side. Katz goal line extended. Dives across. Shot comes in. Waiting for the signal, and it's going to be a good goal for Katz. Very slow signal by the official, but he dove across. I mean, a nice play. And with 9:14 left to go in the second, it's a 5-4 IMG lead. Again, you're allowed to dive into the crease as long as you do not dive towards the goaltender. And as long as the ball goes over the line before you land, that's a good goal, and that's exactly what we have here. Nick Katz, the senior from Old Tapan, picks up the goal for the Ascenders. They may be discussing, but there's a little bit of confusion as to what the rule actually is. Again, you can dive through the crease, you just can't dive into it. Like back in the day, I'll show my age, back in the day, you could dive right into the goaltender, essentially. Those rules have been changed. It's taken here by Leota Snyder. Of course, back in those days, it was wood sticks and things like that. IMG looking for their first 2-goal advantage of this game. It's taken here by Gray. Comes near side for French. They'll switch. Dalen comes out in front. Nice give and go, but unable to pick up the pass was French. Little pick-and-roll style play. So one thing about lacrosse, it's a lot of basketball, a lot of hockey, a lot of different skills involved. As we're going to have a ward-off against IMG. And Don Bosco will get possession. Taken here by Daniel Johnson. Again, you can use your loose hand to shield, but you can't push off the other team's stick. Once you do that, it's called a ward-off, and you're warding off the other team's stick, and that is no good. So Don Bosco trying to break out, unable to pick up the loose ball was Rylkov. And it's slashed up ahead here for Bucci. Bucci picks up low 2-on-1. Bucci on the far side. Shot comes in, goes wide, but it will be backed up by Thalen. It's a tough play as a 2-on-1. Do you wait for the pass or do you go for the backup? In this case, Thalen did back it up. He picks up the ball, comes out in front, takes a shot, that misses on the near side. Taken here by Bucci. Behind the cage now, this is French. French out in front, looking for the hat trick. Oh, what a save by McCullough. Did not find the fake. Made a real nice stop. But now it's a loose ball on the far side. It's taken here by Stappert. Is unable to pick it up originally. It was Rylkov. Always a challenge with those long poles to pick up the ball. You leave so much stick exposed to a stick check. It's taken here by O'Sullivan, the short stick midfielder. And he'll just jog across the near side, being looked at by Ian McLeod. McLeod, another Bradenton, Florida product. As Don Bosco sets up a play. Cut to the outside by Massey. Spin move up top. Taken by Spallanzani. A little bit too far. He was tempted to go shot, but he was going the wrong way and really couldn't do much with it. Nice move by O'Sullivan to cut across. Jump move with a shot. Scores! Getting a piece of it is the goaltender Smith, but O'Sullivan picks up his second of the game, his 7th of the season. 7:01 left to go in the second. We are tied at 5. Real nice jump move to get the shot off. Creates room, and when you're going overhead high, goaltender has no idea where it's going. That went off the edge of the cross of Parker Smith. He just couldn't get enough of it to keep it outside the cage. Explanation on the far side to Don Bosco. Not sure exactly what the situation is. Maybe they had an official finally close enough to him to explain the dive in the crease goal from earlier. This is where the referee needs to explain quickly and move on. As if any coach accepts a explanation from any referee. It's a nice face-off win here by Leota Snyder. He's done a real good job with that, winning it with the back of his stick and then flipping to it inside his cross. As it comes now for Thalen. Back up top in the air for Cougar Kirby. Leota Snyder, far side for Matthew Morial in his first action of the game. Morial's a junior, throws up top now for Kirby. Kirby near side for Thalen. Thalen's out of Tampa, Florida. Passes for French. As mentioned earlier, is a junior out of Toronto. Here's Kirby once again, being looked at tightly by O'Donnell. Here's side for Thalen. 6:18 left to go in the second. Trying to get that two-man game going. Good stick check here by Stappert. Shot comes in. Low save there by the netminder McCullough. It'll go out of play. And quick restart for IMG. Taken here by Cody Gray up top. Now for Kirby. Kirby to the right. Goal line extended. Across. Shot comes in. Easy goal there for Jonathan Thalen. And once again, it's a 6-5 lead for IMG. Oh, they have called that goal off. They have waved it off. They're saying it was in the crease. Again, not much of a explanation from the referee. Usually they're more demonstrative when it's no goal. But in this case, well, better late than never. And it's good news here for Don Bosco as we are tied at 5. It is taken by the Ironman up top now for Massey. 5:45 left to go in the second. Massey now for Riley O'Sullivan. O'Donnell will come off for the change. This allows IMG to double team temporarily. All the way across now for Spallanzani. He came fresh off the bench, moved across, pass across down for Rubino. Has to kind of regroup. I think the initial thought process of that play is to try to isolate Rubino out in front. But a good adjustment by IMG, but still taken here by Don Bosco. Here's side now for O'Sullivan. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in the first half. Up top now for Massey, trying to get away from Kirby. Back behind, this is Carroll. Up top, shot comes in off the face of Parker Smith. It is backed up by IMG. Good defensive play there by Marc-Antoine Pion. And it's a sender ball with 4:53 left to go in the second. Taken here by Sakahawi Kirby. IMG controls. Tight marking by Daniel Johnson, though. All the way back up top now for Katz. Tries far side for DeSorio. DeSorio cuts to the inside. Shot comes in. Easy save there by McCullough. If you don't change your angle, if you're shooting from the hip and you stay at that, the ball stays at that angle, that's a very easy save for the netminder. If you're shooting from the hip, you either got to go high or go low. Trying to change the eye level of the netminder. It is Don Bosco ball back behind the cage. Spallanzani, he's got 7 goals on the season to lead the club. Actually, he's tied with O'Sullivan thanks to today's action. O'Sullivan has the ball up top. Three minutes, 50 seconds left to go in the first half. Russell Massey trying to isolate against DeSorio. Draws a double team with Katz coming to join. Katz will go on the switch. Back behind the cage, this is O'Sullivan. He's being looked at by Sakahawi Kirby. Two-man game as Don Bosco slowing things down, but now speeding up as O'Sullivan tries to cut out in front, tries the shot, heads towards the corner. It's backed up by Don Bosco. And it stays there, ball with 3:22 left to go in the second. Stay tied at 5. Rubino in the corner, being hacked at behind the cage by Colin Lyons. Pushes off the stick there. I thought that might have been a ward, but it's not a call. Taken here by Russell Massey. Two-man game back behind. Trying to push out of bounds there. DeSorio couldn't get it done. Swim move by Massey. He'll try. Bounce pass out in front. Comes all the way back up top. Good check there by O'Sullivan to slow down the break. And the ball comes loose out of the cross of Kirby. Trying to hockey it forward here is Morial. Correction, that is Pion. He's able to finally pick up and dump it on back and slow down play. And I believe we have a timeout being called by IMG. So play is stopped with 2:40 left to go here in the second. We are tied at 5. Riley O'Sullivan leading the way for Don Bosco with 2. Ben French for IMG, he has 2 as well. Those are your 2 leading goal scorers in this one. Looking through the list of coaches for IMG, out of the 2 hotbeds of lacrosse, Long Island and Maryland. Yeah, Bill Schatz, the head coach and director out of Long Island, went to Ithaca. Defensive coach Mike Ryder out of Port Washington, Schreiber High School, and Salisbury University down in Maryland. Then you have the offensive coordinator Patrick Haley out of Graysonville, Maryland, with the Queen Anne High School, winning 2 state championships. And while finishing up his college at Florida State, his first 2 years were at Towson. Defensive coordinator Jason Basso, out of Hicksville, Long Island, and he spent 4 years at Rutgers. So lots of lacrosse pedigree at IMG. That's just the organization that IMG really is. Again, at every single sport that they have on that humongous sports campus. That's pretty much what they are. If you want to major in sports, you go to places like IMG. Of course, Don Bosco, no slouches themselves, constantly being featured in national broadcasts on ESPN, whether it be at the football or basketball sports. Now being featured here on NJ.org for lacrosse. So the timeout is over. Ball's far side. Nick Katz, number 7, has it. He's double-teamed as we start play. He tries to power through the double team, being forced to the outside by Rubino, but able to get over the timeline. And as he's actually not being looked at, he'll go goal line extended, looks out in front, dumps it back up top, where it's taken by Bucci. Now here's Cougar Kirby. 2:20 left to go in the second. Goal line extended. Shot comes in off the crossbar and way out of play. That just shows how much Jonathan Thielen had on that one. As that heads towards the woods on the far side. It is backed up, though, by IMG. And it stays there, ball with 2:10 left to go. Back up top here. Here's Gray. Now Kirby. Plenty of room to move in. Kirby. Off the cross of Katz. He'll chase towards the corner. Not being harassed, so he'll keep it alive pretty easily. 1:55 left to go in the half. All the way up top here for Kirby. Kirby not giving as much room. Cuts to the outside. Pass across. Sharp angle shot goes way wide. But it is going to be backed up by IMG. It stays their ball. 1:45 left to go in the second. 5-5 tie. As we come to you from Don Bosco Prep in Ramsey, New Jersey. Up top here. Here's Katz with a drive. Scores! Nick Katz with a rocket from up top. His second goal of the game. 1:37 left to go in the second. It's 6-5 IMG.
Goal number 7, Nick Katz.
You just can't give him that kind of room. He was within 20 yards. And you wouldn't think that attackmen could really pick corners. They put so much on it and still able to find those smallest of holes. As IMG does take the 6-5 lead, rather. Big face-off win as they try to go for a 2-goal advantage. Here comes the Otis Snyder. Pass across to the far side. It's out of the reach of Bucci. And it'll go out of play. It'll be Don Bosco ball with 1:26 left to go in the second. Daniel Johnson will rake it out of the snow. Okay, a beautiful day here in northern New Jersey, but not too long ago, actually just a few days ago. Had some good snow cover, as unable to pick up the lofting pass was Pandice. So it'll be IMG ball with 1:20 left to go in the half. Taken here by Thalen. Good push off there by Johnson. Thalen still has control, though. Off the cross of DeSorio, picks up the loose ball. Comes up top now for Kirby. Back down for DeSorio. Back up top for Kirby. Now near side. Low shot. Save. And it's going to be covered up by McCullough. And it's thrown to the near side as a little bit of encroachment there by French. They're going to call a crease violation against him. 52.5 seconds left to go in the second. And it looks like Don Bosco is going to be given control of the ball at the center line, so they'll get a free chunk of field. Here's O'Sullivan. Near side now for Spallanzani. They'll set up the offense. Back behind the cage. Little trouble there. Gall spins it away now for Carroll. Carroll under some pressure. Tries to move away from Pion. Now this is Massey. 35 seconds left to go. Massey draws the double team. Dumps back behind now for Carroll. Actually, this is Carroll on the near side. Up top now for Spallanzani. No shot now for O'Sullivan. Drifts to the outside. Comes near side. Spin move, and it's going to be a flag down against IMG. Gets his hands free. Shot comes in. That's blocked down. And play is stopped with 16.8 seconds left to go. It'll be a hold against IMG. And it looks like Kirby will be the one to serve it. So Don Bosco goes on the man up for the second time. They're 1 for 1. They only got 16 seconds left to go in the period to work with before we head to halftime. On the far side, all the way on the far side, goal line extended is Carroll as play has begun. Carroll back behind, fakes the drop pass, comes to the near side corner, 10 seconds left to go. Pass up top here for Gall. Gall had this room, but lost control. And it's picked up by IMG, kind of come the other way. Here's Pion. Pion stops, underhand pass ahead, and that will do it for the first half of play. So after 2 quarters of play, it's IMG 6, Don Bosco 5. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back to talk about it in just a couple minutes. Thanks so much for joining us here on NJ.org.
You guys know how long the halftime is?
No idea.
So it's